Hello, everyone. Thank you to Innovative MD. Thank you to Yuli. Thank you to his whole team for having us here today. We are very excited to be able to share with you Emona.ai. This is an purpose-built AI tool that enables parents, therapists, teachers to create personalized social stories, visual schedules, or how-to guides to better help neurodivergent children and individuals navigate emotions, feelings, big or small behaviors, daily routines, and so forth. We built them on obviously because we have a personal driver. I am a parent of a neurodivergent son. He was nonverbal till age of 3, so countless evaluations and doctors later he was diagnosed on the spectrum. He's now thriving, and of course, you can't shush him up with talking, but many times we do go back to those stories so we can help with social emotional support. And when we set up to create a Mona, we kind of had a very simple mission: make the tool accessible to everyone, one, and to make it easy to use. Because parenting is challenging to begin with. So, and as a parent of person with any neurodivergent or any type of special needs, challenging doesn't even begin to describe it. So, anything we wanted to do, we wanted to make to be kind of, very, very intuitive and very easy to do, to use. So we started by solving the challenge behind manual creation of social stories. Now, social stories have been around for a while. They have been introduced in the 90s by a renowned social, psychologist, and they follow a proper criteria. They follow a structure, which can take a while to get used to. And as a parent, I kind of had to learn, to write it in a positive way, in a reinforcing way, acknowledging that the feeling or the behavior, and trying to say, hey, it's okay to have those things, but this is how we do better next time. It takes a while to get used. You get to for someone to get used to write the social stories. But even for professionals that do know how to create them, they sometimes will take quite a while to go and search for particular images that they can use to make the story understandable and more relatable. Um, Many folks would go ahead and buy books or flashcards with social stories that are kind of static. They're one size fits all. But if one thing has been validated about the social stories is that they do work when they are relatable, when they are personalized, when they speak to a particular individual, when they address a particular situation. So, for example, if a 5-year-old boy is struggling um, at school today, you want to show them a social story whose image is of a little boy in a school environment setting. So, um, again, there was, some, manual time and challenges around creating social stories the good old way until AI came around and we figured that we can work to make a tool that enables this personalization, that creates you a social story in under a minute, that you can tailor it to serve the exact purpose at the right moment with the exact need. And it follows the structured criteria. So you don't have to worry, did I do the social story right? Did I make it right? So this is kind of how Emona got started. Now, again, it's purpose built. It's a tool that eliminates a lot of tries to eliminate hallucinations. It tries to prevent, any harmful content. There is a supervision. A lot of learning has gone in. Um, and of course, we had to introduce several capabilities. First one is the direct edit of the text, because as perfect as AI can be right now, every now and then we would still see a little bit of mistakes. And also, the text comes down to preferences. Some folks want really, we've heard back as a feedback that some folks would like to have much more longer, more extensive sentences, while others are like, no, we want to keep them short and sweet to the point. Again, with all the guardrails in mind, sometimes the image can be a little off, so we allow you to regenerate the image. And of course, social stories are meant to be to provide consistent support. They are to be revisited. They are to be easily shared from the classroom setting to the therapy setting, maybe to the home setting, or vice versa. So we have made them easy to share and print. And of course, for the bigger settings, we allow export to Google Slides. And in Google Slides, you can still manipulate the text, but you cannot regenerate the image in Google Slides. You can only do so in Emona. Um, because we loved asking for feedback, we heard back from our users, and they said, "Hey, it's great that we want to have a little bit of the ability to create visual schedules as well, and help provide support when there is a routine change, or like give very prescriptive instructions on how to do something." So this is how the schedules and the guides came along, and we've introduced them late March. So they're kind of very fresh new feature and functionality. And we made Amona available in 10 plus languages. As a professional, you can easily provide the support in the right language. It also includes a voiceover. And the voiceover is also available in 10 plus languages. Again, because we talked about the importance of a consistent support and the ability to share it in between settings, this is kind of the unified system that allows you to achieve the consistency regardless of where the child is. And we made staying true to the promise, accessibility for all. Everybody can create up to 3 free resources, but then they do have an access to a library of free resources that are shared by other Emona users. So again, social stories in particular work when they're relatable. So feel free to browse the library and see if there is a social story that can work for you. And again, it's only publicly available creations. Nothing that is not meant to be shared is in the public library. So we are very careful with the sensitive with data privacy and with user privacy. It is Autism Awareness Month, so we are currently running Emona 30% off. And aside from the free profiles, of course, we have subscriptions, but they're very reasonable. We have for individual and for group settings, but I encourage anybody to take advantage of the current promotion during Autism Awareness Month and take 30% off of the annual subscriptions. And with that, I'd say we go and show you a little demo. Quick switch over. So, yep, this is my Emona. Again, Emona.ai. What would you like to create for social stories? We have made it very easy. You just type in the prompt, and the prompt you can be as prescriptive as you want in terms of appearances, gender, age, any of it. And then you obviously just hit go. If you want to include it in the public library, you simply check this box. When it comes to the visual schedules and the how-to guides, we deliberately made it step by step. So you kind of have to force the thinking process to make sure it is very easy to capture everything rather than going back and editing or starting from scratch. But let's super quickly try a social story. Let's say Joe is a 5-year-old boy who is nervous to meet his new, let's say, his new teacher at school. There you go. That's all you need to do. And the social story, again, will follow the proper guidance criteria. But of course, you can put more details about appearances, if the kid has a favorite toy or a favorite shirt or any of those type of, any basically any type of details that you think will make the story more relatable. Um, Again, we're writing clear sentences, following the formula, um, gentle images, and in less than a minute, we'll have our social story. And let's see. There you go. This is Joe. So I'm going to school and now meet my new teacher. Sometimes I feel a little nervous about meeting someone new. My teacher is happy to meet me and wants to help me learn. Meeting my teacher is something all children do at school, although children may be excited or a little shy too. I am brave for meeting my new teacher today. Now, again, if you feel like you want to edit any of the text, you simply click and then you can directly edit here. If you want to put more description around the school, or if you feel, for example, that here you want to, fix the text to say meeting new teachers, is something all children at school do, right? You can basically go by it anyway and fix anything that you feel it needs a little bit of fine tuning. You make the sentences longer any way you want. And of course, if you want to regenerate the image, you can put in here the description of exactly what you want to see changed. And it will quickly regenerate this particular image. Now, we said that the Emona is available in many languages and voiceover. So you can easily switch to Spanish and it will change the text as well as the voiceover.
Mi nuevo profesor está encantado de conocerme y quiere ayudarme a aprender.
We can change, let's say, to French.
Rencontrer de nouveaux enseignants est quelque chose que chaque enfant de l'école fait.
Okay. And we can try Chinese, yeah.
其他孩子也可能会兴奋或有点害羞。
And there you have it. We can finish it up in English. Or actually, let's do Spanish.
Hoy tuve el coraje de conocer a mi nueva maestra.
There you go. That easy. Obviously, if you want to share, super quick share button. It can go through text, emails, airdrops, and so forth. This exports into Google Slides. It will take a while to generate. And then, of course, you can print and you can go forward. Here is library. The publicly, my stuff obviously gets you to the assets you have created, but when you go to the publicly shared library, you can see something else that people have been creating, staying safe and calm on the bus, washing my hands, training exercises and feeling, strong. Again, those are publicly shared. The person who created it absolutely allowed for the story to be shared and accessible to other folks. And with that, I again would like to remind everyone that we have current special during Autism Awareness Month. So I encourage everyone to take 30% off of the yearly subscriptions. And again, thank you for having us here today. And thank you to Yuli and his team for being such a kind and gracious host. Thank you. Bye.